want to do another video on something that happened to me years ago when I was at BYU. I was married, I had a couple of children, and we were poor. We were not Mitt Romney pulling off coupons from stock market money. I had to drop out of BYU 2 or 3 times to go back to California, sleep on the floor of my parents in Ojai, California. My wife and I slept on the floor. The babies, 2 baby girls, slept on the floor. And I worked for a timber school district in Thousand Oaks, California. I was a bus driver. I was only 21 years old. I was the youngest bus driver they ever had. And I drove the big boys. I drove a Crown. I forget it, a 10-wheel bus. Held 99 people. That was the capacity of the bus. And I drove it every day for the timber school district and delivered, 5, 6 loads of kids in the morning, delivered them back at night, 5 or 6 loads. I learned something very, very valuable that stuck with me. Here I am, 77 years old, and I'm sharing it with you. And it's a trigger for me, reminding me I'm human, reminding me I make mistakes, reminding me how to make restitution, how to fix, how to use experiences as stepping stones, learning, not denying them, not hiding, not having my ego way out front so nobody will know who I really am. Bullshit. Everybody knows who I am, and you know what? I know who I am, and so does God know who I am. Who am I fooling? I was driving, and I skipped a couple of meals here and there because I didn't have money. I was never hungry. I've been to the Philippines. I've seen hunger. I've never experienced it, but I've seen hunger. So I was driving, and one of these weeks I skipped a meal in the morning, maybe one the night before. And I drove the kids to school that day, and I had a bunch of kindergartners on. Darling, beautiful little children. And so I dropped off my load at the school system, schoolhouse. And my job was to go to the back of the bus and check for coats and hats and books and things that the kids left there. Well, I went to the back of the bus, and on the very back seat of the bus was a sack lunch. Now, you young people probably don't even know what a sack lunch is these days. Back in those days, it was a bag that had our food in it for the day. And it was sitting on the back seat of the bus. Now, my job and the policies and procedures were that my requirement was to pick that lunch up, take it into the office of the school, give it to the office and say, this was on my bus, this is my bus number, it's one of the children listed on this bus, and their job was to get that lunch to that little child that day. I was hungry. I've never been hungry. Never. There's times that, it's time to eat hungry, but I've never been hungry. I sat down on the seat of that bus and put that lunch in my lap. And my mind, my spirit, my heart began to all communicate with my stomach. David, you're human. You have to have food. You're hungry. You need food. If you go too long, you're going to die. That's not going to happen. But I'm saying, in hypothetically, you've got to have food. I was a Mormon, young, healthy, but somehow the container said, you're hungry. Desperate people do desperate things. I opened the sack of food up, and I ate it. When I say that today, I'm still ashamed that I stole a child's lunch. I'm still ashamed that I knew better. I'm still ashamed that I didn't follow the policies and procedures. I lied, I cheated, I stole. I stooped to the lower levels of human existence. Now, it was a rich school district. A little boy or girl didn't go without lunch. The school certainly gave them lunch. That's not the principle. I never stole anything. I don't care if you believe me. I don't give a shit who believes anything. I never stole anything. I never shoplifted. I never took anything that wasn't mine, ever. I was probably, 30 when this happened. The first time I stole something. The first time I took advantage of another weaker human being. The little girl, the little boy couldn't find their lunch. I had control. I took advantage of the power that I had. I learned. I'm 77 today. Today is a day after Thanksgiving 2024 for the timing on this video. We all make one mistake. I don't like S's. I don't like the plural. Well, we're only human. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. S. Bullshit. I believe we all are entitled and we're going to make one mistake. When we see it, we get the truth and we get the facts and we bring them together. Then we put a stepping stone there and say, okay, I'm not going to make this error in judgment ever again. I'm going to use this as a stepping stone. I'm going to use this as something to help me be a better person. I'm going to learn. Now, I've said on other videos, I have a saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I sue you. Mistakes are for our education, our benefit, and our learning. I would have bought the little boy another lunch to make repairs, restitution. I would apologize to the school district that I was disloyal, that I didn't follow rules, procedures, and policies, that I won't do that in the future. I might even apologize to the parents who made that little boy or girl his lunch or her lunch. And then go on. Don't look back. That was a mistake. I did all that I could to fix it and make sure it never got repeated again. So, this video to me is an admission. We're all human. We all get scared. We all get hungry. We all get sick. We all get angry. We all get sometimes driven by our emotions. Sometimes we make bad decisions. They're mistakes. But be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. We're not perfect yet. But you know what? I'm one step closer. I am one step closer. I'm not perfect yet. But if I saw food again and it wasn't mine, I don't think I would eat it. Intellectually, emotionally, physically, I'm saying I wouldn't. Desperate people do desperate things. Maybe I would repeat it. I hope not. I hope that my mind and my soul and my spirit go, well, you're going to have to let the body be hungry, and even if the body passes away and dies, you need to live by principle, not by the physical sensory input of your container. So I hope I never face that again. I hope that I've done the best I can by sharing with you. Maybe you feel better. Maybe you've stolen something here or been hungry or whatever. If this helps, great. It helps me. It helps me because I want to be better. Every day when I wake up, I want a new David, not an old David. The old David would steal a kindergartner's sack lunch and eat it. The new David, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. I hope I don't get tested that way ever again. But I want to look forward, not look backwards. And I believe those are the principles of Christ. When he knelt down to the adulterous lady that was about to be stoned, he simply said, go and sin no more. Put it behind you. Be a new woman. From this moment forth, be a new woman. And from this moment forth, I'm going to try to be a new man. I'm going to try to be a new man. So, that's my story of stealing children's lunch sacks. And if it helps anybody, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. I feel better.